Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Let's start with today's lecture. Uh, Research is very important component when you are making a documentary film because research actually enables you to understand your subjects, the area you are going to cover, or the issue you are going to cover. Because without prior research, you cannot proceed with your issue or with your topic you have selected for your documentary film. So it is important that you research firsthand about your topic or about the issue, about the people you are going to interview, and about the locations you are going to shoot. So for that purpose, you need to do research. So I'll share here a PowerPoint presentation, and then you'll get to know that how important research is when we talk about documentary filmmaking. So let me play this PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So the single important component when you plan your documentary is research. So every film needs research, whether you are making a fiction film or a documentary film. So especially documentary has a value. This could be social, political, historical, or philosophical, and some other kinds as well. So the amount of research a scriptwriter needs in this directly related to the value of the film, because if your film is less researched, uh, probably that is not justice you are doing with your topic. So research is single important component. But we cannot rule out curiosity as well. So the best research is done when there is a genuine desire on the part of scriptwriter or the filmmaker to learn more about the subject of his documentary. So this is easier said than done, but when you are going to do research on your documentary, you face a lot of problems. So after all, if you have not excited about it, how much on earth are you going to make hundred thousands or even million of people excited about your topic? So the single important thing is that you need to be curious about your subject. You need to be passionate, rather, I would say, about your subject. What have I not yet been told about this subject? Is everything I have been told the truth? How much do I need to verify? What would I personally like to know about these subjects? If I were a member of the audience, what would I want to learn about this subject? These are some questions you should ask yourself when you talk about your topic. So what can I find that is little known on this subject? If the shooting has not yet started, what information can I gather that would aid the filming process? So these are some basic, curious questions you should ask yourself about your topic. Because as I told you earlier in my lectures, your film starts from your study table. You do not start your film while you are in the field or when you are shooting. Your film starts from your study table. And 90% of your film completes on your study table. 10% of your film is in the field. So make sure that you spend a lot of time on your study table. So you need to take care of quality. So there is a question of quantity versus quality. How much research is enough? The quality of research is far more important than the quantity. I mean, you cannot look into the every aspect of your issue. So what you need to do, you need to actually maintain the quality of your research. After all, if you are writing a script for a film on the First World War, you could spend a lifetime studying the subject because it's a vast subject and you'll never meet the script deadline. So what you have to do, you have to meet the script deadlines as well, and you have to produce your documentary in a given time frame. So quality is important. Quantity is not important. So what you must ask yourself, is this information or source of information directly related to the subject of my film? Am I actually remaining in the sphere of my film, or I'm getting out of the sphere of my film? Is it necessary for the audience to know this information? Because there'll be a lot of information about your subject available in the field. There'll be a lot of people who are going to talk on this topic. But you need to understand, is it all necessary for your audience? Will this information add to the overall quality of the film? So this is very important question, that whatever you are researching, is it going to add some kind of quality to your film? If it is not, then you should exclude that thing. Even If it is relevant and will add value, is it more relevant than all the other information you have gathered? Will you be able to incorporate this information into the script, even if it is relevant to the subject? Because remember, you have certain time limits, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, or 1 hour, 30 minutes. You cannot incorporate everything in your film. So, that is a single important element you need to understand, that you are making a film, you are not writing a novel. So, you have time limitations. What is a good strategy? Almost every scriptwriter starts off with a research strategy. It is just like writing a dissertation. After all, it is extremely inconvenient to be in the middle of writing a script when a new piece of information crops up. So, it is important to think about and list down every approach and every source you will use to gather information needed for this specific research. So make a plan on paper, that how many people you are going to interview, in which areas you are going to shoot, what areas of your topic you are going to talk about in your film. That is very important to understand prior to your shooting. There are few places to start. Each scriptwriter has his own vision, his own sources, and his own approaches for gathering information. And many use the same tried and tested ways throughout their career. But a few places to start are uh, print research. Let's say you are making a film on acid victims in Pakistan. So, newspapers, research journals, magazines, digests, reports, archives, diaries, these are actually good places to look for basic information. So, the usual place to go for finding print material are libraries, bookstores, institutions, organizations, archives, etc. etc. You can visit them. Field research. You have done your basic research by internet or by, let's say, through newspapers. Now it's time to go into the field because you need to meet people personally, because it's a visual medium. So it is integral that scriptwriter get an accurate picture of the visual information in the film. In that way, what you are going to do, you are going to recce your locations as well, and you are going to meet the people as well. And sometimes you do not get everything from a newsprint or from a newspaper or from a magazine. You get these kind of information or these points from meeting people personally. So you should go to the various locations in which the film will be shooted, or to the locations where event took place, or you are going to meet people personally. That is called the field research. So you do your basic research with the internet or with newspaper, then you will personally visit those locations. So the scriptwriter could attend related events or even put himself into places where the people in the film will be or would have been. He could even go to museums, art galleries, or any kind of public viewing space where he could gather information. So before your film starts, you go to the locations without a camera or with a camera for the research purpose, not for the actual shooting. Then again, you must keep a lookout for all things visually that can be incorporated as image within the script. So this will help you in two ways. You are not shooting your actual film right now, you are researching for your film. In that way, you will look into the locations, that how you can shoot those locations. The culture of the area is very important. You should learn about the culture, about the people, about their customs, norms. These little details will help you design the script in a more artistic and very insightful and meaningful way. So this is very much important, that before you shoot your film, you should go to the location and you should recce that location. You should meet people. You should uh, be part of that culture. You should be part of their customs. You should be part of the way these people are living in certain location. Interview. Again, when you are visiting locations, obviously you'll meet a lot of people. 9 times out of 10, a script writer will be called upon to write a script about something he knows nothing about. So factual knowledge can usually be easily attained from print and field research. However, the scriptwriter must also gather perspective as well. Not one, but many perspectives, rather, I would say. So, in order to get that perspective, interview research is the best thing to go with. So, the best way to gain perspective is to speak to the people directly and indirectly connected with the subject. Films are a medium for people, by people, and therefore, a human perspective is imperative for any film. So, you need to look into the human perspective. So, then question comes whom to talk or whom to interview. As a scriptwriter, you must first decide whom to speak and what to ask them. That would be the question. Normally, the first person or people to seek out are the experts on the subjects at hand. Again, you need to find subjects, find experts. Let's say you are recording a film on uh, um, child abuse. So, what you need to look into, you need to find experts or academicians or researchers who are working in this field. Again, as a scriptwriter, you need to speak to people who are involved with such events, directly or indirectly, like police or any case study. The question to ask them should cover a range of ideas and should typically include factual and emotional elements as well as opinions and insights. Inner worlds and metaphors are very important. Imagination is the biggest talent and tool of the scriptwriter. Effective approach at the research stage can be to look within oneself and gather the benefits of past experiences. Metaphors or parallel exist all around us in our lives. Sometimes we see something that reminds us of something else or inspires us in a specific way. You need to dig deep. Every script writers want to write a brilliant script, and it is a well-known fact that some profound investigation needs to be done for this to be accomplished. So, what exactly is digging deep and going beyond the facts? There are a few ways of looking at these concerns. So let's look at them. So, as a script writer, you are researching a film on the migratory killer whales or orcas of the New Zealand coast. So here is an example of the kind of research material you might be looking for. The top of the issue is killer whales and their appearance, migratory patterns and where they go. Where are they spotted? Their behavior, their sounds, their activities, their intelligence. So as a scriptwriter, you could delve into scientific research being done on these whales by interviewing two marine researchers or the two marine biologists. Let's call them Ted and Sue. So you need to uh, talk to them about these 6 points that where they are spotted nowadays. What is their general behavior? What are their sounds? What are their activities? How intelligent they are. So you will get very important information about this issue. The heart of the issue is the scriptwriter could find out more insightful details about the whales as living creatures and fellow mammals. Do they love? Do they hate? Do they live in a family? Why do they beach themselves all together? Is it really collective suicide because they mourn their dead like us, like humans? What kind of relationships do they have among each other? A mother whale is attached to her calf, but are the are the aunts actually attached to that calf as well? The uncles, what about the uncles? What do they say to each other when they click a vine? So you need to look into their emotional sides as well. So, so the heart of the issue is: have Ted and Sue ever come into close in contact with these whales? Did they feel any connection, or did the whale reacted human contact? And was it significant in terms of emotional value? What did the scriptwriter feel when he looked at a whale for the first time, and did he get a scene of the spirit of the creature? So all these are emotional sides of the issues. If we go back a little bit, so these top 6 issues: activities, intelligence, their sounds, their behavior, where they are spotted, these are some kind of very factual information. The next is: do they love? Do they hate? Why do they beat themselves all together? These are emotional sides. So when you are writing script, you need to understand there is one factual side of your topic, and there's another emotional side of your topic. So you need to mix both sides of your issue in your documentary. And then the root of the issue. The scriptwriter would find out that the whales have a tragic history because of the excessive whaling that took place in past decades. This tragic and brutal past was because of people who hunted them almost to extinction. Could their subsequent conservation by the people later on be a result of guilt? The scriptwriter could ask what larger role this film could have, and answer might well be to aid in conserving the orcas for future by dispelling myths and increasing awareness. So that would be the root of the issue. What would be the branches of the issues? The scriptwriter could try and find related issues that could add value to the film. Does the migration of whales have any effect on the surrounding ecosystem? How about thinking about the spirit of the travel or of the ocean itself? Perhaps talk to a person or group of people who have saved a beached killer whale in the past, or go in the opposite direction and talk to a person who has killed a killer whale or eaten one. So these are the branches of the issues. So when you are writing script, one is the factual side, the other one is the emotional side, then the heart of the issue, then the root of the issue, and the branches of the issue. So you need to write your script in that way. What else you have to do? You have to find challenges as well. An issue, when explored in a film, is incomplete when there is nothing introduced that challenges it. So the scriptwriter must study the challenges facing the killer whale and their survival as a species. What is being done by the people that is hunting their health and causing their number to decline, if at all? Are there any challenges put forth by nature that they have to overcome? For instance, like changing temperatures in the water of the Arctic. How about large sharks and the threat they pose? So you need to find challenges as well in your script. So this was a short lecture about script. I'll have a brief overview once again. So when you are writing script, you need to understand um, these very important elements. Number one is uh, the top of the issue. Top of the issue is about the let's take the example of killer whale, where they are spotted, their behavior, their sounds, activities, and intelligence. That is top of the issue. The heart of the issue, which is the emotional side. Do they love? Do they hate? Where do they beach themselves altogether? That is the heart of the issue. So the root of the issue is what you have to understand, that this tragic and brutal past was because of the people who hunted them almost to extinction. Could their subsequent conservation by the people later on be a result of guilt? The scriptwriter could ask what larger role this film could have, and answer might well be to aid in conserving the orcas for the future by dispelling myths and increasing awareness. So root of the issue is basically dispelling myths and creating awareness. Branches of the issues, does the migration of the whales have any effect on the surrounding ecosystem? How about thinking about the spirit of the travel of the ocean itself? So these are some branches of the issues. Then finding challenges in the issues, because without finding challenges in your script, your documentary is incomplete. So that was a lecture on how to write a script and how to do basic research about your script. So next time when we'll meet, we'll talk about different elements of your scripts. So that's it for today. uh, thank you very much, everyone. um, So we'll meet in next week, and we'll talk about how to write a script for a documentary film. Take care of yourself, stay home, and be safe.